Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the 10-part series on the case of Christopher Watts called Was Christopher Watts a Battered Husband? In my opinion, the answer is yes. In my opinion, Christopher Watts was a battered husband. Myrtle Beach, a planned family vacation. And from the looks of things, it was the only excursion that poor little Bella and Cece were able to take part in during their summer quote-unquote vacation. It was a planned family outing. Christopher Watts' father-in-law and his mother-in-law were both a part of that family outing, and so were Christopher Watts' own parents. All 4 grandparents were part of the plan. Christopher Watts' father-in-law was there for a day or two. Christopher Watts' mother-in-law was there for a day or two on different days, but each one of them got to spend a day or two at the beach with their grandchildren. And Christopher Watts' parents were supposed to be there for a day or two, too. Well, Christopher Watts' parents were there, actually, as planned. They drove to Myrtle Beach as planned. They checked into their hotel as planned. And now remember, these are the folks that people are bitching about because they didn't go to the birthday party, right? They didn't even go to Cece's 3rd birthday party. The same people who are bitching because they didn't even go to the wedding. They didn't even go to the wedding 5.5 years earlier. Well, they went to Myrtle Beach as planned. They checked into their hotel and they waited for the phone call from their son. You know, maybe the conversation could have gone something like this. Hey, we're here. We're all checked in. We're all set to have some fun with the girls at the beach, right? Maybe that's how the conversation could have started, right? And then at that point, the son could have said something like, hey, great, how was your drive? Are you hungry? How about we meet up at this nice little restaurant right by the beach, and then we can head to the beach after lunch? Can't wait to see you. It's been so long. You know, that kind of thing, right? The stuff that men who aren't battered husbands are not afraid to say. Instead, Christopher Watts told his parents that they were not allowed to see poor little Bella and Cece. You know, not only did Christopher Watts follow orders instead of standing up for his parents, but the even more disturbing dynamic to this bullshit is that by following those orders meant that 2 little girls, little Bella and Cece Watts, did not get to enjoy spending the day with their Mimi and Papa. Christopher Watts' wife's voice could be heard on the line, telling Christopher Watts exactly what to say when he called his parents. And even then, even with Christopher Watts following orders that would hurt his parents and his children, he was in trouble anyway. Yeah, he was in trouble. His wife was angry. She was downright pissed. And of course, she had to tell her social media, quote-unquote, friends all about it. Because Christopher Watts didn't do it right. Christopher Watts should have told his dad that he would speak to him on Monday to discuss it further. Christopher Watts was supposed to tell his father that they could meet up on Monday when the little mini vacation was over to discuss, evidently, the reasons why they were not allowed to see Bella and Cece. Christopher Watts was supposed to tell his father they could talk about it on Monday, but only if his mother was not there. She was not allowed to join the little confab about how his mother was surely to blame for the situation they found themselves in. With cheers and with moans and with hearts and with hate, Christopher Watts' wife went full bore online about how her husband did not handle that phone call correctly. And she was clear. Her mother-in-law was not allowed to see poor little Bella and Cece. And her mother-in-law was not allowed to even attend the disciplinary meeting to find out the reasons why. Remember in the last video how I asked you to think about a friend of yours, maybe a friend who's going through something similar right now, or maybe a friend who 20 years ago was going through something similar. So remember your friend who you were so worried about, or who you are so worried about, because you're so concerned for her and for her children's safety, right? Okay, so let's just say that your friend and her husband and their 2 kids went on a little mini vacation. And let's just say that your friend kept working all summer long, because remember, your friend worked full-time to support the family while her husband sat on his ass all day and hung out online, talking with his quote-unquote friends on social media. So she kept working for the first 5 weeks of the quote-unquote family vacation. She had to, in order to keep the bills paid, right? She kept working while her husband took off with the kids. So for 5 weeks straight, she wasn't even able to see her own babies. And it broke her heart. But she didn't have a say in the matter. So for 5 weeks straight, her children were many miles away with her husband. Well, the 6th week of the family vacation, your friend tells you, she's able to join her husband and their children. And she's excited about it. She's happy to have a week off work. So she's really looking forward to seeing her kids. Your friend and her husband were known to take vacations, but as far as you can remember, this is the only time they ever really went on any vacation with the kids. So your friend flies in, and she sees her children running toward her. And then suddenly, as her children were running toward her, evidently somebody set off the security alarm. That didn't stop the girls from running toward her, even though she would wonder later if it was meant to. In the noise, in the confusion, she grabbed her babies and held them close, while also noticing how tightly both girls were clinging to her. She looks up and she sees her husband standing there with that damn phone in his hand, as usual, videotaping every move she makes. Abuse is all about power and control. Why on earth did Christopher Watts allow all power and control over his own life and over his children's lives to be handed over to his wife? I want to say this again before I close. In my opinion, we should not have women's shelters in our country. We should have family shelters. And services that are available to women who are being abused need to be available to men also. Men need to have a safe place, a safe shelter, safe resources for themselves and for their children, so that in the event they are finally at the point of realizing that they're being abused, that they actually do have help available.